Well, wonderful Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network and our live coverage of SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. Kokomo Speedway this evening. Double header, as always on Thursday nights. Minor changes to the format, and it's really not as complicated as I would make it sound. I like to give the admins over here kind of a tough time about it, but they're good sports, and they take it all in stride. We just get used to the other format, and here we go. We're flip-flopping again. So we will have top two from each heat after qualifying. They will go into a 6-lap dash in between our last heat and our A main. And then we'll go straight from there to that feature in session number one. Session number two, top 5 qualifiers locked into the A main. Everybody else goes to the last chance qualifier. The winner of that will get into the redraw. Last time we did this, the winner of the last chance qualifier drew the pole for the feature. So kind of fun for them. And then same thing, they'll close up the track. And they will get right after our feature, so it'll be a shorter show and it'll be a lot of fun. Everybody kind of on board with this. The drivers really like it. We got a whole lot of positive feedback from last week's show. The practice session is winding down. Hello, Bill. Practice session is winding down. These drivers will get into qualifying mode. We'll be ready to move on. Last couple shows for this week. And then we'll be Monday, Tuesday next week. No Thursday show, obviously, with the big holiday. 14 drivers tonight. Be just about right for this little track. All right, practice session is over. That means it is time for qualifying. Let's see who we can watch down here. Our driver's getting ready to roll out. Actually, nope. We're just on the radio. We have qualifying for session 2. Qualifying for session 2. So we like that as well. So I don't know why we can't get a good camera angle. Here we go. There's a good camera angle. Here's our grid. For heat number 1, it's going to be the 49 of Bo Brandon on the pole. Said he got some practice laps in today. We'll see if that pans out for him. Last week was panning out pretty good, and then the tire monster got him. Mike Gebhardt, the 81, will start on the outside of that front row with him. Then Austin Motley, the 37, row 2 to the inside. Next to him, the fastest man in the series. I think he's won about 600 races. He's been here about 2 weeks. Brendan Rogers in that 20 car. Josh Gerlach, 71, row 3 to the inside next to Steven Spiess in the 55 and the 88 on the back for heat number 1. Out of turn 4.
Green flag, green flag.
I don't want to bring the cars up too much, but I am going to bring them up a little because even I am having trouble hearing them. If you guys have trouble hearing me, let me know. Hopefully we have that all fixed up. Through lap 1, Motley making a bid to go to second here. Bo Brandon is up against the top, and he is ripping the lip, as it were. Brendan Rogers up to second. Motley holding on to third, but he's got a couple of hungry hounds behind him. The 55 of Steven Spiess, the 71 of Josh Gerlach, and everybody spreading out a little bit now. Inside, outside, trying to find some middle. Big mistake for Motley, and Spiess had to get on the binders. That time, Gerlach had an issue getting out of 4. There's our first tire monster victim. And I don't think that car's going to be going anywhere. He'll hit the escape button, get out the way. No caution in our heats. We'll go back to the front. Inside, 4 laps to go. Bo Brandon, half a second over Brendan Rogers. And then it's about a second and a half further back to the battle between Gerlach and Motley. Two to go this time, and now it's down to 3/10. Now he stretches it back out. I think Brandon Rogers had an issue getting out of 4. Rogers just very fast getting into these corners. He is going all the way to the fence. And Bo Brandon is running it right through the middle. Down in 3 and 4. Here comes the slider, and he didn't get there, and he knew he didn't get there on the white flag lap. He left it open, and he's going to let Bo Brandon get to the checkered flag first. Brendan Rogers second. Those two will be in the redraw. Josh Gerlach into third. Austin Motley, Mike Gephardt, Steven Spiesa, and Riley Scott rounding out the Heat 1 finishing order. See some people over on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, Twitch, Trovo, any of those, make sure you say hi so we can see in the chat. All right. Second and final heat race. Going to start with the 66 car of David Krikorian on the pole, and he'll have his teammate, the 93 of Reed Brochart, on his outside. Row 2 to the inside, the 28, Bobby Yankee. And next to him, former series champion, the 38 of Billy Barros. Wayne Anelski, 13 car. Going to start at row 3 to the inside with Brady Shaw on the 9 on his outside. And on the back with a lot of ground to make up, another former series champion. That's going to be the 7 of Craig Silby. Has been a very good week of racing all week here on DRN. We've seen some very good races. Hopefully tonight will be no different. As we get started for heat number 2. Krikorian down off the banking on the top side of 1 and 2. Goes to the top side of 3 and 4. And he'll lead lap number 1. It was 3, almost 4 wide behind that. Brochart, Yankees, Barros, Anelski. Silby is right in the middle of this. Silby through the middle. Gets around Anelski. Now he's going to try to thread the needle down in 1 and 2. Goes right in the middle. Barros has the high side. Yankee down on the bottom. He couldn't do anything with it. He got 3 wide with him. But that was as far as he got. Now gets some bite out of 4, and he'll move up in front of Barros. Going to go after Brochart. Brochart up to second. He's been there since the start. 4 to go. Craig Silby working the outside on Bobby Yankee. David Krikorian not getting away from these guys. What happened there? I thought it was looking good. Wow. Krikorian still hanging on at the front. Brochart now in a battle with Silby. That time a little bump to the fence with the right rear of the 66 car. 2 to go. Brochart thinking about trying to make a move. Went to the middle, found some bite. Brochart will lead him into turns 3 and 4. We'll see what he can do off the bottom. Silby threads the needle. New leader goes 3 to 1 at the white flag. Craig Silby with a great move right through the middle. Here comes Krikorian as he's going to have a big run off of 2, but I think Silby will close the door, and Craig Silby goes worst to first in his heat. He takes David Krikorian into the redraw with him. Brochart, Anelski, Yankee, Barros, and Shaw. And I bet we take the top 3 here for those 6 car. They may not. They may just do the 4. We're going to wait. We're going to see. We don't want to jump the gun. But that was a great move from Craig Silby right there. So we'll wait for the drivers to start rolling out. Good action already in this one. Man, I tell you what, it looked like that track was really starting to come in. Here we go, David Krikorian, Brennan Rogers. You know we're going to see Bo Brandon, Craig Silby for sure. And that might be it. That might be our 4. And it looks like Brandon and Silby will go on the front row. Rogers and Krikorian in row number 2. 6 laps is all it's going to be. So get lined up this time. Then next time around, we'll cut them loose out of turn 4. Bo Brannon on the throttle, green flag in the air. Brendan Rogers down there on the inside going to try to take advantage of that inside starting line. Crossover from Silby. Lap 1. Hey, yikes. That was a little wide. Driver's probably going to talk about that one. Silby led lap 1, got contact with Brannon. Here we go again. More contact. Silby leads lap 2. Brendan Rogers fighting back on the top side. Big run out of 2, and he'll sail past Silby. Halfway home in the dash. Rogers, Silby, Krikorian. Brendan Rogers has already taken that. Oh, no, 49 car. He's just way back there. I thought he had taken it in. I didn't see him for a minute. 2 to go this time by. And they are tight with one another. Krikorian looks like he is going to go up here and try to challenge Silby. Brendan Rogers out in front. He's going to get to the white flag first one more time around. And the front 4 cars will be decided. It's going to be Rogers off the pole. Silby in second. Krikorian in third. And Bo Brannon will come home into that 4th and final spot. So that's how they'll start in the front 2 rows. Dash out of the way. They'll close the track and make sure the order is right. Once we roll onto the track, they'll pace them around. We'll shift the front couple of rows around here. These 4 were going to be at the front 2 rows anyway, so they'll just change their order a little bit. And then 30 laps of green flag action for session number 1. Don't go anywhere. Session 2 will follow right behind session 1 within just a couple of minutes of talking to the drivers that finish in the top 3. Advancement has commenced. And we'll get ready to start dropping cars onto our grid. This is pretty close. I'll be able to fix it. So it's actually going to be Brendan Rogers and Craig Silby on the front row, and then David Krikorian and Bo Brannon in row 2. Row 3, Josh Gerlach, Reed Brochart. Austin Motley, Wayne Anelski making up row number 4. Your 5th row will be Mike Gebhardt and Bobby Yonke. Steven Spiess and Billy Barros in row number 6. In the back row, Riley Scott on the inside, Brady Shaw on the out. Everybody to the grid. They will shift and shuffle and do all the things that they are supposed to do. They'll get single file, make sure we know what the running order is. Once a green drops, which should be this time by, we'll pace for 2 laps, and then the pole sitter will get us going officially with just 30 laps on the board. All right, we'll get the green flag this time. They'll pace for a couple of laps. Make sure everybody's in their right spot, and then we'll double them back up during that second lap. Fire them off out of turn number 4, 30 green flag laps. For show number 1 from Kokomo for the SimRapMarket.com. Mighty Midgets here. Off next Thursday and then back the following, which I think is the 11th of July. All right, we're going to double them up. Brendan Rogers, Craig Silby off that front row, going to get us started down here in turn number 4. Probably about the middle of 3 and 4, I would bet. Brendan Rogers on the throttle. You let this guy start out front, you're going to play hat catching him. I can promise you that. So smooth, so fast. That is one of the reasons why he has that big Dirt Racing Network logo on the side of his car. Craig Silby sliding into second. Silby might be the guy that run him down. We're looking for Bo Brandon. Bo Brandon back here in the third spot. Brandon did well in the heat. Started off that little pole dash pretty well. He and Silby had a little bit of contact. He ended up finishing in fourth. So we'll see if late in this one he might be able to make a run. David Krikorian is the fourth place car right now. Josh Gerlach, Reed Brochart, Motley, Unelski, Yankee, Spies, Barros, Scott, Bradshaw. And those two battling inside and out, back and forth, back and forth. And then Mike Gebhardt at the back right now. Let's go back. Bo Brandon. He's trying to reel in Craig Silby. Got an even gap, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's kind of becoming a little bit of a cluster back here at about sixth. Brochart, Motley. Who else? Steven Spies is in that. Nelski right in the middle of it. Spies clips the fence in the middle of 3 and 4. Man, didn't slow him down a bit, doesn't look like. Up there, got the right rear pretty close that time. I think he hit the curb up there. Nelski, right rear into the left front and upset the car just enough. He had to roll off the throttle and he gives up the spot to Spies. So now Spies is 8. We'll go back to the front. Gap is shortening between second and third, but the guy out in front, well, he's doing Brennan Rogers type things. He is running away and hiding in this field right now. Second and third. Krikorian is trying to catch up to these guys. Just not able to do a whole lot. They're running really similar lap times through the top 5. Except for the leader. The leader's running about a tenth faster than everybody right now. Still hanging on to fifth, running right against the fence. Creeping in on halfway. I think that was Wayne Nelski just threw a bomb slider, missed everything and everyone. But he went for it. Last time they came through there, went from the tires to the fence. And he's got the spot. Still in a caution for the first time. Brady Shaw going to have a problem back here in the 9th car. And he'll do this probably right in front of the leaders. Oh my. Yeah, he walked the fence and then that 360 right there. The leader just went by. That's why we caught the caution. I don't think he's got really much in the way, if any, damage right now. So right at the halfway mark, will actually be 16 down and 14 to go. But Roger, Silby, Brandon, Krikorian, Gerlach, Spies, Motley, Unelski, Brochart, Barros, Yankee, Scott, Gebhardt, and Brady Shaw in the pits right now. He's in the infield. They'll take a look if he can get back out. He'll come back. If not, he'll have to wait for session number 2. Show quickie caution. Super quickie caution. We're going back to green, and I think Mr. Shaw might be trapped in the infield. So
green flag,
back on the throttle, and once again, another great restart for that 20 car. Bo Brandon thought about the slider line, couldn't get all the way out, wasn't sure where Silby was. And Craig Silby will hang on to second. Krikorian and Gerlach now starting to go at it. Gerlach is down on the bottom. That top side just has so much momentum on the exit right there. It's kind of like you're running downhill. Steven Spies going to go all the way to the fence. He's right behind Gerlach, and if he can use that run, he'll pull alongside. 3 and 4, the middle seems to be a little better right now. But in 1 and 2. If you're not up by the fence, you are going to go backwards. And Josh Gerlach's going to drop to 6th. Go back towards the front. It's already 1.5 seconds. And Sylvie and Brandon trying to go at each other, and I think Bo Brandon would like for Craig Sylvie to run a little different line. It's kind of interfering with the slider line that he wants to run at both ends, and that's probably intentional from the 7 car. He's protected. Going to make you go run the top side if you want to pass him. They are 1 3/4 seconds behind. Spieth now trying to reel him in. He's quicker than the 2 in front of him by just a tick. Starting to gain ground on Gerlach. Open that up so he doesn't have to worry about that. When he gets to these 2 in front, he'll have time to race them. Brendan Rogers just absolutely running away with this thing. Started on the pole, and that was all he needed. Clean racetrack in front of him the whole time. He's going to get the wave lap this time by 5 to go. 2.5 seconds. Sylvie's starting to open a gap on Brandon, but Spieth is closing in on Brandon from behind, and the podium could have a little bit of a shift to it here with just 4 laps to go. Steven Spieth running the exact same lap times your leader is running out in clean air. Getting those runs off the top side. It'll be 2 to go this time for Brendan Rogers out of 3 and 4. Battle shaping up for third. If Spieth can keep the momentum up, he may have a shot, at least on the last lap, to try a slider. White flag of this time. Brendan Rogers, 2.5 seconds out in front. Sylvie's still second. Who's going to finish third? Bo Brandon with a little bump to the fence, a little bump to the fence. Rogers wins heat feature number 1. Sylvie comes in second, and Bo Brandon will round out. Man, that's becoming kind of a typical podium. Spieth and Gerlach were 4 and 5, and Spieth was very close to picking up that podium finish. And we'll wait for driver 7, so we'll get started. Let's get Bo Brandon, talk to him. Bo, you got a copy?
I do. How are you, Roger?
I am good. Man, you had a good luck in your heat, bad luck in that little pole dash there. And, man, it looked like you were just scrapping in the feature the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like I was pretty equal with Craig. I don't think I had anything for Brendan. I think he was winning that race regardless, but it would have been interesting if I could have started in front of Craig. If I could have made the car wide and come home with an extra position, but you never really know. Maybe I make a mistake in that, trying too hard, so I was just kind of riding back there. The track was weird. It just didn't really change or do anything different between even like the heat races. It started slicking off a little bit, but it just kind of maintained, I guess. So didn't feel like there was a whole lot to really look for or try, even though I was searching some. And I know Steven was kind of catching me at the end there. I don't know if I just used it up or what, just trying to find something. So a little bit weird of a track, but third place is not bad, so we'll be happy with that. Just as long as I can stay consistent on the podium, the points lead will probably stick around for a while. So it's going to be tough to catch up as long as I can maintain that kind of success. So yeah, looking forward to race number 2 already. I love this track.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, even a third place is still going to help you in that Ironman stuff. So keep fighting. Hopefully the second track after they rework it will be a little bit different, but give us some shout outs and thank yous and we'll let you head over there.
Yeah, Variix.com for all your e-commerce needs. Mighty good marketing. I'd like to thank my wife, my parents, you, Roger, for broadcasting and making us look good, and Josh, Billy, and Robert for always putting on such a great show. It's always a lot of fun. It's a highlight of my week to come out here every Thursday. Oh, and SimWrapMarket.com for that stuff's good too.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Good luck in session 2.
Thanks, Roger.
Bo Brandon finishing in the third spot, and now we gotta grab the Kiwi Conqueror, bring him in here. You gave chase, man, but it looked like you and Bo Brandon were going to be destined to duel each other that entire feature, and it kind of kept you from maybe even having a shot to go run down Brendan.
Yeah, it's great to be up here and able to talk to you again, Roger. That's fantastic. But yeah, that was a bit of a grind, that race. It was just the track just was going off lap. Every lap it was just slower, and there was really nothing any of us could do to catch Brennan once he got out there. It was just grinded out.
Yeah, it looked like kind of high in 1 and 2, and then kind of through the middle, and kind of everybody was running that. If you're trying to run where they're not, it seemed like everybody was just going backwards.
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah, the track just went off. It was there was just nothing to chase. Like you couldn't find a line that would get you any gains. And if and in do so in trying, you'd lose time, big time. So you just had to stick to your line and hope the guy made a mistake, and he doesn't make mistakes.
All right, man, give me some shout outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you hit for session 2 and see if you can improve on the finish here in session 1.
Thanks to netcodebrand.com, Netcode Esports, and SimRap Market, and Digital Sim Sports Network, and Dirt Racing Network, and Brendan Rogers, and Bo Brannon, and all the other competitors for racing hard out here. It's a great place to be, and we're looking forward to the next one.
All right, man, thanks for chatting with us, and hopefully we get to talk to you after session 2.
Thanks, Roger.
Craig Silby finishing in second now. He might as well just give him a chair up here. It's got his name on it because he's in this booth enough at the end of these things. I want to say this is like 27 straight races or something. Brendan Rogers, it doesn't matter where we go.
No, not particularly. Well, I mean, I won't say that because there's plenty of tracks that it just fortunately they're not selected. They're the undesirable tracks apparently. But no, I mean Kokomo is my number one favorite track. So I knew, and quite honestly, this is I want to say my first time starting pole, maybe second at best, but I never get to start pole, so I was a little nervous, to be honest. I don't think I've started pole in a race in I don't know how long, so it was kind of weird, like just off the bat not having any information on where people are running, but I had a good inkling of what everyone was going to do. I think a lot of people were going to get caught out trying to run the absolute top in 3 and 4. I think that line was just maybe a tenth or two slower, so moved it down a bit in 3 and 4, and it worked for me. Felt good the whole time, honestly. I felt really solid, but I could feel the track falling off, and I knew, I couldn't make a mistake, because if I let either, Bo or Craig or Josh or any of those guys really get past, there's going to be a dogfight trying to get back to the front. So just try to keep it clean, especially in 1 and 2, man. The wall is really, really easy to make detrimental contact with. So just try to avoid that, and didn't have to deal with lap traffic. That was a blessing. That mid-race caution helped out a lot. So, but no, it was a good deal. So I'd like to thank, obviously, you for coming on board with the Dirt Racing Network and the Indie Sports guys. They've, as usual, man, they always have my back, and my dad and Kelly watching at home.
All right, man. Well, congrats on a great run. We'll see if you can sweep the next one. Good luck in that qualifying round in session number 2. And I'm sure we'll see you right back up here before too long, whether it's a top step or not. We got 30 laps to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I don't fall apart.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. That's Brendan Rogers. He wins session number 1 tonight. Quick look at our results.
Control scoring has ended.
Roger, Sylvie, Brandon, 1, 2, 3. Steven Speaks with a late charge and a good run. He's the hard charger. Picked up 7 spots from his starting position to finish 4th. Gerlach in 5th. Anelski 6th. Motley 7th. 8th was Barros. Yonke in 9th. 10th to Brochart. Gebhardt 11th. 12th was Krikorian. 13th, Scott and Shaw rounded things out. Early exit right about midway for Shaw. He had trouble with the front stretch wall. So we'll get ready. Head over to session 2. We are not going to shut down the broadcast. We're going to stay right here. We're just going to let you guys look at our beautiful and wonderful logo. We will play a little bit of music. And we'll swap servers. We'll be back momentarily.
up in the morning about 12 p.m. Too much Jack and too much Jim. My head's still pounding like a big bass drum. I'm reaching over for an aspirin, but they're already gone. Another crazy night in this cowboy's life. 'Cause I do what I wanna, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, singing every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. There's a lot I've learned, and everything I got I worked hard to earn. I give it all up because I love my fans, but if you don't like me, well, I don't give a damn. It ain't hard to see why people want to live like me. It's 'cause I do what I want, I do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, sing it every night in a local bar. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. It's a day in the life of a hillbilly rock star. Roll into town, got a country swagger, keep the music turned up and got moves like Haggard. You can find us hanging out every night. It's a little bucked up, but we're all alright. Don't hurt to dream. Hey, let me hear you sing that I do what I want, do what I please, and all the bartenders let me drink for free. Everybody knows my name, and to me, you know it's just a game. Well, I get on stage and give the fans my heart, 'cause thanks to them, I'm a big old star. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard.
Alrighty, we have made it into session number 2. Drivers getting some laps, reworking the track after the swap. We heard them say, the top 3, that the track really didn't come around for them, so hopefully the little bit of cultivating they did to it will change the track. We'll get a couple of good lines of racing. We'll see a little more action than we saw in session number 1. You move the tires out off the grass here, and it really does change the way this track races, because when the tires are in and sitting on the grass, you can get right down there and hug that line with the left side. And that inside has a ton of grip. The launch out of 2, the launch out of 4 are very impressive. You move the tires up, but you got to run just a little wider, and you're not really going anywhere unless we've got enough moisture down. So we'll just see how it goes. See what changes they made. And tell the boys. See what our admins have in store. It looks like they are already ready to go. So that worked out well. Oh, the green wheelie is here. The big green wheelie. All right, qualifying for our simrapmarket.com mighty midgets. Drivers already rolling on the track. There goes Wayne Andelski in the 13 car. So we'll see top 5 automatically locked in, and then we'll pull a 6th driver from the LCQ. Whoever wins that, it will go into a redraw. Whoa, little bumpity bump to the fence there for Mr. Nelski. Riley Scott, Austin Motley, Brent Rogers, 12:72. That is a quarter of a second faster than anyone else out here. Wayne Nelski did not improve. In fact, ran the exact same time. Billy Barros now almost parked it on top of. He was 100th of a second off. Bo Brandon 7th right now. Riley Scott is your bubble boy. And Craig Silby with problems. Steven Spiess. Riley Scott still hanging on. Steven Spiess out of 4. First time by Spiess. 6th quick. He just missed it. Barely 1/100th of a second. 97 to a 98. Can he pick up that 100th of a second this time around? Cross the line. He does. He goes 4th quick. Moves Gerlach onto the bubble. Nelski, no time scored. He must have clipped something down there and hurt the car. Craig Silby, we know for sure did. So right now, Rogers, Barros, Krikorian, Spiess, and Gerlach are the 5 lock-ins. Everybody else is going to run LCQ. Whoever wins the LCQ, they will get into that redraw. And then we will get moving on to the feature. So, no heats in this one. No heat races. We are going to go straight from this qualifying session to the LCQ. Straight from the LCQ right on over and into the second 30-lap feature. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to be the Lumber Dude limousine no more. You're going to be the big green wheelie. I don't know. We'll see. Because if we do that, then we got to change the other guy's stuff, and he doesn't even want me to go there. I will give him something ominous. That's for sure. All right, LCQ time. And that means we're going to have 12 laps. We'll start them up like this. Brochard and Scott on the front row. Motley and Gebhardt row 2. Brandon and Shaw row 3. Yonke and Silby row 4. And Anelski will start out shotgun Charlie on this one. He's all by himself back in row 5. They've got 12 laps. Winner goes into the redraw. Everybody else behind that, the order they finish in, row 4 is where they will start on back. Position number 7. Pace truck, hard left, right in front of the field. I'm not going to take that away from you. They have been good. You have been running very well. They just look weird on that pinkish purple car. It messes with my head. Maybe it's OCD. I'm not sure what it is. We're under the green flag for the LCQ here. Oh, big crash down the backstretch. Gebhardt. Woo, and Shaw. We're going to go take a quick look at that. We got to. Because that I caught out of the corner of my eye. Shaw and Gebhardt. In and through. Oh, Gebhardt just got a little out of shape. Shaw was trying to avoid him and he just couldn't. So Shaw having zero luck here in Kokomo tonight. Brochard out front. Scott is up to second. Motley, Yonke, Silby up to the 5th spot. 9 laps. He did well at the end of his heat race, and he ran the entire feature in the first one in second place. Just did not have anything for that guy in the 20. I'm not sure anybody has anything for that guy. He is super fast. We're right now hanging on to 4th. He got around Yonke. We're working through 4, coming to the 7 to go mark right there. He is kind of in this. You can see the leader going off the left side. That's Reed Brochard. He's 1 second in front of Riley Scott. Now Silby's up to 3rd, and he's closing. He is a quarter of a second a lap faster than anybody else on the racetrack right now. Leaders at 13:05, Scott at 13 flat, Silby at 12:80. Faster. Closing in, move Silby to second. Will he run out of time? Reed Brochart up front. About 2 lanes up off the bottom. And he is keeping that car there, both ends of the track, and it looks like it's working. Here comes Silby. He's about 2/3 of the way up the track. He's not up to the fence. That's as close as we've seen him right there. He's going to get a launch down the backstretch. Physically, you can see him close the gap. Out of 4, 2 to go. He's going to be right alongside. This about to get good. Silby off the top side. Wants to get in the redraw. Through the middle, cuts the car down. New leader, white flag. It took him 11 laps to get there. Started in the 8th spot. And out of 4, coming to the checks, he'll get into the redraw via the LCQ. Craig Silby wins. The last chance qualifier, Brochart, Scott, Brandon, Yankee, Anelski, Motley, Gebhardt, and Shaw rounding things out. So, 2 of the top 3 from Feature 1 just went through the LCQ. While the winner was Quick Time, and he will be in that redraw for the front. We wait for the lineup to be passed along. We should be getting that from Billy here shortly. These small tracks here. Oh, here we go. Here comes our lineup. Well, he parlayed that poor qualifying, great run in the LCQ into an outside front row spot. I'll tell you that. It is the 66 of David Krikorian. Will have the pole. Silby on the outside. Spieth will start inside row 2 next to Gerlach. And then Billy Barros and Brennan Rogers are making up. Brendan Rogers has qualified fastest the last 2 weeks in the second session and has started in the 6th spot both. Maybe that's the handicap. It hasn't mattered. He could start 17th in a 13-car field. I think he's going to go to the front. I think it's just the way of things. I think the guy's really good. We see this in a couple of our other series that we watch. So we will start in row number 4 because it's Brochart and Scott there. Then Brandon and Yankee, row 5, row 6, Anelski and Motley. Gebhardt and Shaw in the 7th row. If we go back to the front, it'll be the 66 of David Krikorian on the pole and the 7 of Craig Silby to his outside. Spieth will slide from the outside of row 2 to the inside, and you can park the 71 up and over a row. He'll start outside row number 2. Billy Barros will go from outside the front row to inside the 3rd row, and Brendan Rogers will go from outside the front row, or inside the front row, excuse me, to outside the 3rd row. So a little bit of shifting going on. We'll get them singled down. We'll get the green flag the next time. We'll make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. Then the leader will officially get us started, or the pole sitter will get us started at the end of the 2nd green flag lap. It's a lot more like a real start because it's 100% up to the pole sitter at that point. Looks like everybody's exactly where they're supposed to be.
Green, green, green.
There's Brendan Rogers in 6th, then Brochart, Scott, or Brandon, Yankee, Anelski, Motley, Gebhardt, and Shaw. Krikorian. Oh, that's, yeah, we got to watch that. Ooh, that's a bad camera. We need to fix that camera. A lot. Krikorian, Silby, Spieth, Gerlach, Barros. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. They'll double up this next time coming out of 4. Heading down our front stretch, and we're going to go green for the second of our two simrapmarket.com Mighty Midget features tonight. Well, don't do it on my account. I'm giving you guys a really hard time about that because it's a lot of fun in the chat. But the green flag's in the air. We're underway. Second feature for the night. Krikorian straight to the front. Silby trying to parlay a win in the LCQ and a fantastic redraw. Trying to stay ahead of Brendan Rogers. Rogers is carving traffic right now. He's looking everywhere. Bo Brandon's going to the bottom. Caution, Austin Motley. Austin Motley, you're going to have a problem. He is right in behind that 3-wide right there. He's up on the outside. Banks it off the fence. Oh, right front found the fence. Yep, you're going to tumble. And he lands on his wheels, punches the throttle, and keeps going, but that was enough to draw our caution just a couple of laps into this thing. It was getting weird because Brendan Rogers, Bo Brandon, they were all trying to carve through traffic. Rogers has picked up 2 spots in the couple of laps that we ran. He's up to 4th. No change in the top 3 right now. So we're going to get ready to get right back after it right here. Single file, David Krikorian looking for the spot. He waits late through 3 and 4. Oh, up into the fence. Specy gets it back in line. Didn't hit anyone. Just bumped the fence with the right rear tire. He's going to keep 5th. He just can't keep that thing off the fence. He hit it down the front stretch, too. He might have been some suspension on that thing. The Krikorian out in front. Bo Brandon is using the bottom. He's trying to go slider in 3 and 4. Now he's going to go right back to it in 1 and 2, it looks like. Normally, he catfishes around to the bottom. I just don't know what's there. Caution again. This time it looks like Riley Scott is going to have the issue. Well, let's get where we can get a little closer to Riley Scott. Riley Scott in the 88 car. Oh, he had help. He had help from his buddy Josh Gerlach. Went in. Car was a little sideways, but Mr. Gerlach maybe overheated it getting in there. Another quickie caution. We're going to get right back to it. Wow. Waiting on Krikorian. He's going to come down the hill. Get things started. Silby looked inside. Big slider. Brendan Rogers is there now. And Silby knows Rogers is there. Slider, they almost touch. Rogers now goes to the top side. Silby up the hill. Good cut under. Man, that was a late move, and Rogers executed it perfectly. Silby's going to fight back in 3 and 4. They'll be side by side. Here comes the 55 of Steven Speece. Oh, contact and more contact. This time, Speece is going to end up going around. Well, watch, because Silby almost, and he might have touched Rogers right there. Yeah, it looks like they did, and it broke his momentum. Car got a little sideways. And Speece, well, Speece just up and over, kind of wedged up and over. That was an interesting little ride there. So now David Krikorian, I don't know if he knows who's behind him or not, but he's going to have to Fred Flintstone like crazy if he is going to stay in front of that 20 car. Bo Brandon got through all that up to the 3rd spot. Silby still in 4th. Gerlach's in 5th. Anelski, Barros, Yonke, Brochart, Gebhardt, Motley, Scott, Shaw, and Speece. As we'll go one more time around. I think everybody's out there. This time the pace truck will duck off. Krikorian going to get us restarted. Brendan Rogers tried to time him up. He almost had it dead. He'll go slider in 1 and 2. Krikorian, late cut down. That's going to work out. Caution will be behind this. Maybe not. I thought I saw a car tip over. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it tipped up and rolled back. Everybody's driving away. Brendan Rogers made the move in 3 and 4, and he'll make it stick. And now you're going to have to race hard if you're going to go catch him. Silby back to third as he got around Brandon. I don't think that battle is over. And a big run down the backstretch slider. He didn't get there in time, and Bo Brandon takes the spot back. Now Josh Gerlach. Josh Gerlach is a second show kind of guy. He makes all his noise in feature number 2. And he's got Wayne Adelski right behind him. So top 6 single file separated by about a second and a half. 1 to 6, 1.6 seconds. Yankee's a good bit back. Barros is in behind that. Brochart making a run. Riley Scott all over the back of the 93 car, and they're just trying to stay off one another here in 1 and 2. Lap car going to the inside. Austin Motley, that car broken enough, he'll take it into the grass, park it, and that will probably end the night for the 37. So we go there. Brady Shaw coming out of 2, the leader. That's about a half a track. We might get into lap traffic if it stays green all the way. The last couple of laps could be interesting in lap traffic, but Brendan Rogers looking like he is just going to run, and try to hide from these guys. Brandon and Krikorian going at it. Oh, Krikorian got into the fence a little bit right there, jumped the cushion, and now he is going to give up the spot, and he's going to be in jeopardy of Craig Silby getting in here. Wayne Anelski got around Josh Gerlach, and he's closed in on this battle as well. So the 13 trying to make a late run and get on the podium here in show number 2 tonight. Meanwhile, Brendan Rogers still out front, still doing what he does, driving away. He's out to 1.3 seconds now. Bo Brandon in second. The battle is right here. Krikorian's got third. He is right around the top. Silby not finding any extra speed anywhere right now. The track may be in the same state it was in session 1. And Nelski is making some moves. He's picked up 6 spots since we dropped the green flag. He's looking to make it 7. He'd like to make it 8. Laps are winding down quickly. Brendan Rogers out of 4. And he is going to run across the stripe. 8 laps to go. 1.3 seconds now. Lap traffic may become a factor. It's just one car. It is Brady Shaw. Brendan Rogers, smooth, fast. Really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Very consistent with his lap times. Bo Brandon trying to run him down, and I don't think he's going to have enough time that time. Krikorian and Silby almost had contact. Caution. That'll change things. Riley Scott is going to find problems. Little out of shape in 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Oh yeah, big hit there. Bigger hit there. Yeah, let's. And the leaders were coming, so that'll slow things down and bunch it up, and I think we're going to have 5 to go when we go back to it. So wave lap time. Pace truck's already out of the way. Quickie cautions are great.
Green flag.
We're back to green flag racing. Brendan Rogers, another awesome start. Now we're going to watch that battle for second, third, and fourth. Craig Silby went to the bottom on lap 1 on the restart and didn't pay off. He's still going to be fourth right now as Krikorian rocketed right back by him. Now Anelski's trying to use that outside line. Rogers, 3 to go. Bo Brandon as close as he has been all night long, and he's right there. Caution once again. Is Wayne Anelski in this? That will be sad for the Wayne Anelski fans. Crossed and out. Oh, Anelski got a little out of shape. A closing door will stub a toe. I really don't know what else to say about that. Let's go back and watch and see how closed that door is. Hard to say. Hard to say if he could hear or tell that there was a car up there at all. Manelski had a great run out of 4, I can tell you that. Green, white, checker, shootout. Going to close out session number 2. On the restart, and Brandon trying to keep pace. All the way to the fence in 1 and 2. Up there in 3 and 4. That might have been his only shot. The white flag is out, and Brendan Rogers once again being smooth. Here comes Josh Gerlach on Krikorian. Bo Brandon with a monster slider. Wasn't enough. Rogers sweeps Brandon second. Krikorian bringing home third. Gerlach and Barros 4 and 5. We'll talk to our top 3 here. And 2 out of the 3 remain the same. And David Krikorian, you got a copy. DK, you there, buddy?
Hey.
All right, man. Well, a better result in session 2 than session 1. And I feel like you kind of had to earn this one.
Yeah, I really didn't drive very well tonight. Missed last week and didn't really do any running of any kind, so just kind of went into practice and just tried to shake the cobwebs off. And showed in the heat race I was rusty. I was running like 4th or 5th, and I walled in the first race. Probably should have finished 4th or 5th in this race, and we held on for 3rd. So, wasn't pretty, but we'll take it.
Yeah, always take the podium finishes because they're few and far between in this series. So I would imagine you guys have to relish those, knowing the level of the competition here.
Yeah, just you got to get what you can get, and when you have the track position, you kind of have to just take advantage of it as much as you can. Even with the tire wear now, it's really hard to try to save the tire because track position is so key, and it was more key tonight because I don't know what was with the tracks. It just last season we had bottom of the wall. We were just kind of locked on the wall this time, so
That's kind of what it looked like.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Well,
It
still
is
a
what it is.
good way to finish out the night, man. I'm sure you got a few shout outs and a couple of thank yous to give before we let you get out of here tonight.
Shout out to all the homies on the B team, Reed, Charlie, Steven, Simrat Market for sponsoring the series. We're off next week, so we'll see what we can get in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a good way to finish on the podium tonight, and we'll see you on the 11th.
Yeah, thank you.
David Krikorian finishing in the 3rd spot now. He was up here in session 1. He's back in session 2. Bo Brandon, it's getting to be a familiar sight again.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. I really messed myself up in qualifying. I qualified terribly, and then the start of the last chance race, I got to the inside. I don't remember who was starting in front of me, but I got one of the most unbelievable runs out of 4 to start that race, and I got completely past them at the start-finish line, and that gave me a penalty, and I basically had to drop to the back of the pack to clear that. So it was just a rough night. I was much faster than a 9th place starting car, and it didn't take me too long to get up through the pack. And then I just I was telling Brennan I had about a 10th on him, but I don't know if I could have passed him if I got the chance, because it just seemed like it was pretty top dominant that second half of that race. So finishing second to a guy like that, that's a familiar sight for me. Again, it was a really great points night. I kept it clean. that's going to really help a lot. So I'll take tonight for sure. Would have been great to bag a win at one of my favorite tracks on iRacing, but you know what? That's what next time's for. So that's what we'll do.
All right, man. Well, shout-outs, thank yous. We'll let you get out of here, and we'll see you back on the 11th.
Yeah, you know the drill. It's veryx.com for all your e-commerce needs. It's Mighty Good Marketing. It's my wife. It's my parents. It's you, Roger. It's Josh, Billy, and Robert. And simratmarket.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring us.
All right, man. Congrats on a great night, and we'll look forward to seeing you back there, when, like I said, on the 11th.
Thanks, Roger.
Bo Brandon finishing in a second once again, and now the brooms are out. I don't know how many more sweeps we can. We're gonna have to come up with a new phrase. We're gonna have to call it Brennan Rogers tonight or something. This guy just so fast. Didn't matter where he starts, he just goes to the front, and I don't know. I mean, they're all chasing you, brother.
Yeah, like I said before, man, Kokomo's my jam. It's nice because I definitely prefer the top. I think I saw early for a split second that Bo was on the bottom, and I was, I did want a 2-lane race. I think that would have made it more interesting for sure. But man, if that bottom was good, Bo was as good as gone. So because I can't hit a bottom anywhere near as good as he can. So just I had a couple close calls trying to get through the pack. I think one with Josh and one with Craig. Just trying to squeeze everything I can out of the top there, and it's part of it. But good racing overall to begin with. And, for me, it's, through my eyes, it's nice to just get out front and try to hold it. Obviously, as a viewer, it's less than ideal, but hey, I'm going to take them as I can get them. There's no holding back. I need to catch up in the old Ironman points. So, I got to get these sweeps where I can. So,
I think I finishing second to you, though, is not giving you a whole lot of points advantage.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this is exactly my point, right? It's like, what else am I supposed to do? I can't. I have to nickel and dime this guy to get some points out of him. So, no, that's how it goes, though, man. These guys are good, and they don't give you I think when I first started the series, it was a lot more gentlemanly, I would say. I think now the claws are out, buddy. The claws are definitely out. Which I prefer. I like that a lot. So
yeah, the gloves are definitely off. You came in and made a huge statement, and now everybody's trying to rephrase that for you, I think.
Yeah, good. I want to see it, man. I want to have some scrap battles. So, but no, as usual, man. Dirt Racing Network, you guys rule. Coming on board with me for this deal, and of course, Indie Esports as usual. My dad and Kelly watching at home, and Josh for putting the series on, and a lot of fun stuff in the works. I'm in the background working on a project to put together a charity race. So that's something we're putting together. Keep your ears out for that. If you're a racer and you want to compete, you'll get the information eventually here. If you want to donate to the charity, we'll make that public and everyone aware of what that'll be. And I'm going to try and get some big names in there. I know there's a lot of folks that have mentioned they're interested, that I think a lot of fans at home would be interested in see come back to sim racing. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That should be fun.
All right, man. Well, congrats on another fantastic night. We're off next week, but we'll see you back here on the 11th.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Brennan Rogers sweeping once again. Like I said, the guy's hard to beat. You're going to have to go out and earn it if you're going to get this guy. So, results for Session 2. Rogers and Brandon 1-2 again. Krikorian this time in third. Gerlach fourth. Barros fifth. Yonke sixth. Spieth seventh. Brochart was eighth. Arnelski. Man, he was having a great run, then a small problem, and he ends up ninth in this one. Craig Silby 10th. Brady Shaw was 11th. 12th was Riley Scott. 13th, Austin Motley, and Mike Gephardt rounded things out this evening. That'll do it for us on Thursday night. We'll be back on Monday. Only Monday and Tuesday next week. So Mars and DSRL. Mars first, DSRL second on Monday night. That's 8 Eastern and 9:30 Eastern. And then Tuesday back with ERA as they do their late model deal. Make sure you tune in for all that. Anything new and interesting, we'll let you know as soon as we can. Otherwise, guys, without you, there's no reason for us to do it. Without all the awesome leagues giving us great racing like you saw here tonight, there's nothing for us to cover. Thanks to everybody both sides of that coin. Till we see you the next time, peace and love to everybody. Absolutely 100%. Keep it dirty you don't come back beforehand, have a happy 4th. We'll see you